I, Andrew Carnegie, believe there is something wrong with American cities. Uh, American cities had no more space on the ground, so we needed to go up, but we needed steel to support skyscrapers over 5 floors. Luckily, I made steel production plants to mass produce steel for more access.
Hello. I, John D. Rockefeller, believe there was something wrong with America because there needed to be child laborers because there needed to be child laborers because children was too young and were treated wrong and getting hurt. Also, although I was a fervent abolishment, I did not take up arms when the Civil War broke out. My commodity business profited handsomely from the Civil War and provided the necessary capital for my entrance into the oil business. After retiring from the Standard Oil in 1897, I stopped my philanthropy and donated more than $500 million to the educational, religious, and scientific causes. I formed the company with my younger brother William and Henry Flagler.
Hello, I'm Theodore Roosevelt, and yes, there is something wrong in America. There are big businesses, monopolies. A monopoly is a company that controls our production and sales of a particular product or service, and I believe that monopolies should have been broken down into smaller companies. We do not want to destroy corporations, but we do wish to make them serve the public good. For people who did have corporations who didn't serve the public good, there were regulations for them, which the government controlled, and they were in control of the way goods, foods, and drugs were produced and sold by the public.
I'm John Muir, and there is something wrong with the United States because terrorists is coming down, cutting down the trees instead of letting them survive. And also, the working conditions are bad because I used to work in a factory and I got injured and it almost cost my eyesight. And I think the working conditions need to change and get better.
My name is Robert Lev Follett, and I said yes, there is something wrong with America, and that's such things as workers' rights, women's suffrage, and breakups of morals, and working conditions inside factories and corporations and stuff is for the managers and the bosses of the companies is good for them, but the employees isn't good for them because they're the conditions of the companies aren't very good.
My name is W.E. Du Bois, and I studied social problems and what was wrong with America was that in every corner I saw negativity like racism, Jim Crow laws, and segregation. Also, no equal rights for blacks. It was like whites completely owned the world. And while we was getting lynched, murdered, and starved, white people was just sitting around watching.
My name is Upton Sinclair. Yes, there is something wrong in America because they do not know how to take care of their food. In certain cases, I have spent 7 weeks in slaughterhouses observing how they create sausage and steaks. Some workers have missing thumbs and their fingers are eaten away by acid. And some of them even fall into cooking vents. Which inspired my creation of the FDA.
My name is Alex Ball, and there's something wrong with America because we never had rights. The girls never had rights because y'all always thought that we was stealing and stuff. All we was good for is having babies and cooking clean, and y'all thought we was thieves because when we was working inside the factory, it was only one way to get out. It was a way to get out. Because one person had to go through the threshold to get out because y'all thought y'all had to check our pocketbooks to see if we still. And when the fire came, we had a hard time coming out through the threshold, and a lot of women died inside the apartment or building, the workshop.